All right, well, let's get to it in Unit 1, Atomic Structure and Properties. That's where we're starting off at. So, moles and molar mass should be very familiar to you from Gen Chem. Uh, they're just another component we used in chemistry before. Remember, you got your moles equal to so many Avogadro number particles. Grams of a compound we know is molar mass. And a new one you may or may not have used is the 22.4 liters per mole at STP. All of these are simple conversion factors that we see over here that we can get used to. Will be used in conversions, but it also have an important role in what we do when we think about things in a explaining factor as well, not just the math. So let's look at some of those examples themselves. So if you need a molar mass, remember that use your periodic table to add up the average atomic masses of each to get your total for something like calcium 2 sulfate. So all of these would be added up. Again, very rudimentary addition and or multiplication and addition. Then we use conversions. Remember that you might have something where you have your unit on the top, unit on the bottom. These are the relationships that they're equal in their amounts or in their values. That's why we can use them as one, because this uses the identity property of math. So again, multiply and divide. Make sure you know how to use a calculator for that. Again, the idea that you have your atoms to moles, moles to grams, all follow this routine. This should be something you should be very familiar with. And if you need a little refresher, that's why I'm here to help. In addition, one of the things that comes up is when we have different types of compounds break up, and we need to know like how many ions there are. So remember, we use in stoichiometry, we use the balanced chemical equation. This is a solubility equation where we have something that was solid breaking up into aqueous form. And there's one lead-4 ion for every 4 chloride ions, which means that if we had so many moles of this compound, and the question is looking at how many moles of these chloride ions, we would have a 4-to-1 ratio. Again, this level of work is what's needed on the AP test. Of course, multiple choice isn't evaluated that way, but the FRQ is. So you really need to get the structure down, showing your work, showing your units, a key factor when they have the AP test. So this is just a whole area where we get used to using dimensional analysis and conversions again. I mentioned STP and 22.4 liters. Why do they have to do anything? So this is dealing with only with gases at STP. That's called standard temperature and pressure, 1 atmosphere, 0 degrees Celsius, or 273 Kelvin. All of this is used in some places where we make things simple, but often we're not using these. We're using what's called the ideal gas law. And you can only use this at STP. If it's at anything else, anything a little higher, a little lower, different, you have to use ideal gas law. That'll be in unit 4, I believe. But just in using this ratio of liters to moles, again, just use it as another conversion factor to get to your value. All of these ideas are that grams would cancel out, moles would cancel out, leaving you in liters. Again, if you don't remember this very well, you might want to come in very early, go over these methods, because you'll be utilizing stoichiometry and conversions the whole year. That's the end of 1-1. Come see me if you have some questions.